as the intermission closes out. We're about to get hopefully underway into round 3. If Zeke is around listening, he can come up to the timing stand and assume the position per se. But all the volunteers are back here on the track, so we're just waiting patiently for the start of round 3, and we'll be up first with our production sedans. And someone's pointed out on the live stream that I'm pronouncing a name wrong, so I apologise about that. So hopefully I'll improve on that. But for now, we'll sit here and wait patiently and watch the one push car roll around the track, doing some wheel packing to hopefully get this track up to optimal racing. So hopefully we can get some 2 wide or even maybe 3 wide with the pro mods and the supers, and maybe in the late models. But as the street stocks come back out to the track now, we'll get ready to get underway once again. Hope everyone had a wonderful intermission. Looks like, apparently they're meant to be going the wrong way. As we push off for the 3rd time tonight for our production sedans. So as we go green down the main straightaway, heat number 3 of our production sedans racing here at the Snap-on Kalgoorlie International Speedway. Rob Borden off to a flyer of a start, but Cody Roberts is going to look up the inside, and we're not too happy about that. We'll have to wait to see why. So it looks like the Chief Steward's not too happy with the start of the drivers just there. So we'll rack them and stack them and get them ready to rock and roll. Once again, do I classify that as a second restart or a second stoppage? I'm going to say that's our second kind of restart for tonight, so we're still going pretty good. So we're all stacked down the back straight. Only 4 onto the track this time, so we've lost a few. Hopefully we can get them back out here for the feature race later on. Hopefully that was a bit more of a better start. Rob Borden's off to a flyer, and Cody Roberts is sitting there back in the 2nd spot. Seems to be good enough for us. Chief Stewart next door. Rob Borden and Cody Roberts out the front of the pack at the moment. And then we head back to the rear of the field of Tilly Leonard and Tyler Scott. And Tyler Scott's going to be in that 3 spot with Tilly at the back of the pack. Cody Roberts trying to look for some real estate on the inside of Rob Borden as he goes down and 1 and 2 now to the back straightaway. After the back straightaway, Borden's still going to hand us off into lap number 2 here after intermission. It's getting pretty chilly out there, I will say. Almost had to. And Borden goes up the top and completely just shuts Cody Roberts down. They're nearly side by side as they head down the back straight into 3 and 4. As I was saying, it's getting a bit chilly out here at the venue, so hopefully everyone bought a jumper. If not, I'm pretty sure there's jumpers still available at the bar. So make sure you head over there and go see if you can snag one up as Tyler Scott and Tilly Leonard roll past the timing stand in the commentary box down beneath. Rob Borden, he's getting a bit adventurous up on that high line. So is Roberts. Roberts might have the upper hand as we go side by side down the main straightaway into what's that, 1 and 2. Borden still has the upper hand. Cody looks down underneath. And Borden might have caught a bit of a soft patch up the top there. It slowed him down a bit, creating a bit of a gap between him and Cody Roberts at the front of the pack now. So now our race leader stands as Cody Roberts down the main straight. And we'll see if he's improved his lap times or not this time around. A 20.777. So it's kind of cool. And Roberts goes up the high line this time. Borden takes that spot back from under him. He says not today on lap number 5 out of 10. We still go down the back straightaway. Eyes are going to be on these two drivers. A little bit slick out there, but that's completely fine. Cody Roberts looks to the inside again. We keep switching and changing front leader positions. Rob Borden to the 2 spot as we head around 1 and 2. Cody Roberts and then Rob Borden, Tyler Scott and Tilly Leonard to round us all out as she heads down the main straightaway. Bit of a gap building between our first, second. 2 drivers out the front. Borden looking down the inside. Roberts still holds that high line. Looks like a bit of a quick line now. This track should dry out. Absolutely beautiful for the feature races coming on. Hits the jam, hits the anchors a little bit too hard. Slows Borden down as we go down the back straightaway. Roberts still going to be leading us through into lap number 8. Around, he gets a bit unstuck there. Holds it nice and straight. Down the main straightaway. Not much gap between Rob Borden and Cody Roberts, our first and second out of the track now. Tyler Scott comes around turns number 4 into the main straightaway now. And then we got Tilly Leonard as well. White flag is out for our race leaders though. For Rob Borden's only got 1 more lap to go. Can he snag it on heat number 3 tonight for the production sedans? Cody Roberts is holding it strong through 1 and 2. He's found his line and he's going to stick with it for just about the remainder of the race, which is half a lap. And he might stick with it if it's good enough in the feature race later on tonight. As we come around 3 and 4, it's going to be Cody Roberts down the main straight. Flag, he's got the checkered flag. Cody Roberts is going to round us out on number 8 car. Rob Borden in the 25, Tyler Scott and Tilly Leonard as she comes down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. It's going to round us out for heat number 3, event number 16 tonight of the production sedans. Ten laps done and dusted. 1 flaw. It's Rob Borden. He's going to take the abnormal approach to the pit gates again. Doesn't like using the big chute off the back straight, I've noticed. Production sedans done and dusted. Street stock's about to hit the track next. Once again, another 10-lap journey for heat number 3 of our street stocks. We'll see who can snag the upper hand this time. Is it going to be Laddersley or is it going to be Ray Leonard? Or is there going to be a new contender in the match? We'll sit here and find out shortly when the cars hit the track. And they're going the opposite way this time around. This might throw a spanner in the works. Opposite way around this time for our street stocks on the track. Laddersley is going to be starting off the pole. Ray Leonard looks like he's on his outside as we go green. Ray Leonard gets a perler of a start off the main straight into turns 1 and 2 this time around. He's going to lead us through the back straightaway. Laddersley is going to be in that 2nd spot. Casey in the 85 is going to be nice and comfortable in the 3rd spot. They've been holding that spot just about the whole night. As we come down the main straightaway out of 3 and 4. I believe Luke Roberts may have lost some power to his car, so he might not be back out tonight, but hopefully he is as Nash Eddy comes through the main straightaway now. with 5 cars on the track. Ray Leonard holds a pretty good lead at the moment. Laddersley is going to be in that second spot with Casey in the third. And as Lockie Smith in the 79 car comes down the main straight, he's going to be our 5th driver out there. Nash Eddy as well, around 1 and 2. Our race leader comes down. Will the lap traffic play a part in heat number 3 tonight for round number 3 of our street stocks? We're all pretty spread out at the moment. We'll go back to the times going around the track to see who's going to be improving and who's not. The fast lap of this heat race was set in the first lap, and that was by our race leader with a 21.46. As they go into the back straightaway now, that's our race leader. And then we go back to our second place, which is Ricky Laddersley. His fastest lap was on lap 4 with a 21.44. So pretty similar times, quick times to our race leader. All pretty quick times at the moment for our top 3. Rounding pretty much in the same 21-second range. 21.42 for Casey that time around. With lap number 5 now, soon to be on to lap number 6 for our race leader though. 21 of Ray Leonard comes down the main straightaway. Comes up to bit of lap traffic of Lockie Smith around turns 1 and 2. Now it's good to see a bit of a change up in the direction of these street stocks. These are the only cars that can go each way around this venue. Normally it's only the anti-clockwise direction, but this one can go clockwise, as we are seeing in front of us here. Ray Leonard gets past the lap traffic of Lockie Smith as we go around. Ricky Laddersley as well, and Casey as well. Right up the rear end of Laddersley's car. Nash Eddy as well in the mix. Down the back straight he goes. Now 2 races at the moment. Ricky and Casey. Those are going to be fighting out for that 2nd and 3rd spot. White flag is going to be coming out next time around though, so we've got 2 laps to go. Laddersley trying to fend off Casey down the back straightaway. Gains a bit of real estate now on the back straight with 1.5 laps to go as our race leader comes down for the last lap of heat number 3 tonight for the street stocks before the feature race later on. Throws it on around into turns 1 and 2. Laddersley from Casey, and then we go to Lockie Smith in the 79 car and Nash Eddy to round us all out around the venue tonight. But our race leader around 3 and 4 onto the main straight. Checkered flag at the ready is going to be Ray Leonard. And that time around was going to be his quickest with well, lap 9 was his quickest with a 20.8. So we're getting quicker and quicker throughout the night. Laddersley in the 2nd. Casey in the 85 is going to be 3rd. So those are your top 3. Ray, Ricky and Casey. Lockie Smith in the 4 and Nash Eddy in that 5 spot. So we're slowly but surely making our way through the race program tonight. With the late models coming up next for another 10 laps. We'll see who's going to get the upper hand this time. We'll see if Hudson's can get his car back up and running and join us back for heat number 3. And we'll see who can gain the upper hand going into the feature race, if it's going to be Robbins, Hudson or Greg. As we get underway for the late models, we've dropped 2 laps off. Eight laps the journey this time around. Matt Robbins gets a flyer of a start from Hudson. Good to see him back out here. Not sure what problems he was having with his car. And then Greg Horan to round us on out. For the only 3 late models on the track. Matt Robbins absolutely styling it around this track. He's got it dialed in because it's his own track in the backyard. And Hudson goes around, stays on the loud pedal. And he's going to join back into the track after a little bit of a donut on the infield. He's just going to dust all the volunteers out. So, yeah, that sucks to be them because I'm in my nice, clean commentary box up here. As Hudson rejoins on the back straightaway. Down he goes. Race leader, Matt Robbins, heading down into 1 and 2 now. Greg Horn behind him in that 2 spot. And, of course, Damien Hudson, he's going to sit into that 3rd spot now. So, I dare say for the next 5 laps, now 4 laps, this is going to be how we're going to round it out. And one hits the wall. Oh, my goodness. I don't know what happened there, if the live stream caught it or not. Doesn't look like he did, but Greg Horan loses a tyre, smashes into the main fence on the main drag, and red light conditions here as we get our volunteers to come over. His wheel might cross the finish line again. It might crash into the fire ute as well. The helmet's off, so that's a good sign. Pretty big hit on the main straight as the fire crew check him on out, check the car out, making sure he's okay. And the St. John crew here on site are going to check him out as well. Well, he's out the car, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands together. Pretty gnarly hit on the main straight. Put your hands together. He's out of the car. Gives us a big wave. Checks his damage on the main straight. Goes and he's going to go see if he can collect anything maybe. He's going to have to get checked out by the ambulance per se. Oh, and Hudson's kind of facing almost the wrong direction on the red light at the moment. And I'm pretty sure it's safe to say that number 4 of Greg might be out for this race and probably out for the night. Something tells me that with the tyre that's no longer attached to his front left. As all the volunteers return to their designated vehicles. Big thank you to all the volunteers out here. Kalgoorlie Volunteer Fire and Rescue. Making sure everyone's safe before anyone goes in. Making sure the car's safe for the driver to get out. And of course, St. John's for checking out the driver. We don't want anyone leaving the venue here. Racers or spectators being injured. As the tyre goes on the back, I personally probably would have maybe picked it up from the front. Or the side maybe, but yep, we'll just watch this unfold. Unfortunately, I don't think the live stream caught the impact. I certainly didn't catch it. I just caught the car having no longer 4 wheels, trying to turn into a tricycle per se. Hopefully there's not much damage done to the track. No, Bobby Wakefield's out there having a look at the track, making sure if there's any damage we can fix it so it's all safe for the other drivers. As we finally skull drag Horan's car off. That is going to be a sad way to end tonight. So that leaves us down to 2 late models to round out heat number 3. And we've got how many laps to go? We have 5 more laps to go for heat 3. So we're going yellow here momentarily for the second stoppage of tonight as the yellows come on. Hopefully Hudson can get it up and going and hopefully stay the right direction on the track this time around. We'll get them lined back up, says the Chief Stewart next door. And Robbins looks like he's on the move. Maybe need to potentially get a push it over to turns 1 and 2. Bobby makes the journey over there in his Foot Falcons to check out Damo Hudson, see what's going on. And he's rolling as Robbins rolls past him. He might be off. So he's just faking out the push car to Dino, just. We're about to get underway here. Single file restart for the last 2 drivers on the field. For the last 2 drivers of the late models, out into the track now. We're going to go green this time around. 5 more laps to go. Single file restart. Green lights turn on. We're down the main straightaway, past the cone. Hudson's gained a bit more ground up now since the red light stoppage. Can he hold it? Robertson, he's going to put on a fight to stay in that front spot. That'll mark him at the front for the feature race later on. Well, I will say put it at the front for the feature race, but there's 2 cars, so they'll both be at the front. So that kind of doesn't really work, does it? But around 3 and 4, Matt Robbins, Damien Hudson. 3 more laps to rock and roll. Down the back straight, quite even distance between the whole lap. Check out the times as they come around for the 6th time. Damien Hudson with a 15.45. Nope, I don't know why I'm thinking it's a 10-lap journey. It's only an 8-lap journey. I forgot about that. So we've got the white flag out now. And Matt Robbins is doing a lead with a 15.43. Fastest lap was a 15.24 on lap 6. And Damien Hudson with a 15.53. And down into 3 and 4, out of 4, into the main straight. Checkered flag for heat race number 3 of our late models here tonight. And that's going to round us out with Matt Robbins and Damien Hudson. The last 2 cars on the track with Greg Horan losing his pos 2 to the main drag wall. Probably not someone you want to mess with, but yeah, probably is going to pack a punch if you run into it. And he found that out the hard way. That would be number 4 on the live stream. I'm not sure who your name was, but that was Greg Horan that crashed that race. I believe it was probably lap 3. He unfortunately hit the wall, but that'll round us out for heat number 3 and round number 3 of our late models. Matt Robbins and Damien Hudson of Greg Horan OUT out of this race. So I'm a bit behind in the footy scores. Obviously, I'm not really keeping up to touch there, but game is over. I don't think you could guess the margin unless you've been looking at it, but it's 1 point in Adelaide's favour. So if you tipped Adelaide, happy days. But if you tipped St Kilda, you'd probably be biting your teeth hard. A lot of the games recently have been quite close towards the end, apart from my team, which get absolutely smoked. As we come out now, Junior Sedans, Top Stars. Max McAlpine, Charlie Scott, and Ella Whitehead. For the third heat race tonight, for our Junior Sedans Top Stars. Max McAlpine was on pole. Doesn't look like he's going to hold it going around turns 1 and 2. Charlie Scott going to get the upper hand on the opening lap of heat 3 tonight. As we venture on through into lap number 2, Charlie Scott, Max McAlpine, and the 28 of Ella Whitehead round us all out. Slowly but smoothly, these drivers are getting more and more confident as we head around the red dirt circuit. And speaking of red dirt, we have our red dirt rumble as our next meet next month on the 16th of May 2026, late model red dirt rumble and legend cars. So make sure you make your way on back here to the venue as we come down the main straightaway for lap number 3 out of 10. Charlie Scott, still going to be our race leader, hitting the quick time that one around of the 20.095. Still a few seconds off that lap record holder. That was set in 2018. About a second and a half off of the quickest time. I wonder if that time will ever get beaten. I wonder if any of these times will ever get beaten, to be honest. As it still stands, Charlie Scott still running quite quickly around the track. Not quite as quick as his previous lap. But Max McAlpine with a 20.31 that time around. So he's slowly but surely getting better, and that was his quickest lap so far. And Ella Whitehead with a 23.87. Her quickest time was a 23.66. So slowly but surely getting quicker and more confident around the track as she becomes a part of lap traffic. And we go down the main straight once again. Charlie Scott Still not going to quite beat his quickest lap time so far. The 20.35 on lap number 7 out of 10. Max McAlpine set his quick lap that last time around to 20.26. For those who are wanting the lap knowledge. Pretty sure you can follow along if you're on the live stream or on the venue tonight. Don't ask me how, but I'm pretty sure you can. It all has kind of set up for me up here, but I'm pretty sure when there's a will, there's a way. As we come down to the second last time of heat number 3 with the white flag out, Charlie Scott in the 0-11 car and the 11 car behind him, Max McAlpine. And number 3 of Ella Whitehead comes around for the last time for heat 3. Charlie Scott, he's going to take it on out this time around. I reckon he's got a good fighting chance to end up this spot in the feature race after round number 3. Max McAlpine and Ella Whitehead to round us all out. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for our Junior Sedan New Stars and Top Stars. Our new star of Ella Whitehead. Apologies if I have missed that. And our Top Stars of Max McAlpine and Charlie Scott. So obviously the Top Stars and New Stars are combined. New Stars are obviously pretty new to the Speedway circuit, and the Top Stars have been racing for a few years now. So they have a little bit of an upper hand. But it's good to see we're all mixed them together. We're all playing nicely. And hopefully we can all make it through the feature race later on tonight. Super Sedans out on this track now for heat number 3, round number 3 tonight. As we go green down our main straightaway, who's going to have the upper hand? It's going to be Kyle Larson starting off pole. He's going to lead us into lap number 1. It's all sort of higgledy-piggledy as we get into the back straightaway. One goes to the infield, and that's going to be, I believe, the 77, and we go yellow. We go yellow. Not sure what that was from, if they weren't happy with the start or not. But we'll line them back up. So on the one way, the Chief Steward's telling him they're all getting a warning for jumping the start a little bit too much there. He wasn't quite happy with that. Chief Stewart really not happy with that start just then, telling them all to calm it down a bit. Wait till he announces the green. So we'll see if we can do it this time around. Complete full restart. Looks like a bit better of a start now. Kyle Larson still going to lead us off the starting lap. Lucas on the outside. Down the back straightaway. McAlpine in the mix too. As we come on around turns 3 and 4, it's going to be Lucas that's going to be leading us into turns 1 and 2 on lap number 1, sorry. Lucas, Darren, Josh McAlpine in the mix too. Ken Reid and Kyle Larson at the rear of the field. Track's starting to look nice and superb for the Pro Mods later on after this. We're still going to stay the same order as we go into lap number 2. Lucas from Darren, and then Josh McAlpine, who's sitting in 4th place at the moment. As we're coming on down the main straightaway, it's going to be Kyle Larson sitting in that 3rd spot. His transponder mustn't be working too well, so we will unfortunately not get the lap times from him. But the rest of the pack we will. 5 cars out in the field at the moment around the Red Dirt Arena. Lucas Lampert in the 17 around the outside of Darren Coles, who momentarily got the race lead, but he said, that is my spot, give it back. Coles is going to absolutely fight to the end of this race though. It's good racing to see with 10 laps, 5 of them done. 91, Kyle Larson trying to go up on that high line around the cushion. It's not going to quite work out. He loses a bit more traction and loses a bit more ground as we head around for the start of lap number 6. Same order, Lucas, Darren, Kyle, Josh McAlpine, and then Ken Reid. I'm actually not sure where Noxie is on the live stream. Robin Knox. I'm not actually quite sure. I didn't hear a 2-minute call come out, so I'm not sure if he's saving himself for the feature race later on. So hopefully he'll come back out. I completely missed that, so thank you to whoever commented on the Facebook live stream. Into lap number 8. Lucas Lampert still going to be in that number 1 position around 1 and 2. Quite equal distance between him and Darren Coles. Not so much between him and Kyle Larson into 3 and 4 with the white flag out for heat number 3 tonight, Super Sedans. Lampert's going to lead us off into the last lap, heat 3. Darren Coles, Kyle Larson on his bumper around turns 1 and 2. Not backing down one little bit. One mistake and he's going to be right there. Along the outside, is he going to get his nose in front? He's going to try go up on the high line. The cushion doesn't quite work for him this time around for heat 3. He's going to stay in that 3 spot. As we finish, Lucas Lampert in the 17 in position number 1. Darren Coles in 2. Kyle Larson in 3. Josh McAlpine in the 00. And then we have Ken Reid to round us all out. Done and dusted for heat number 3 tonight. As we're about to get underway, heat number 2 of our pro modifieds here in the Goldfields. Brad Ludlow, Ben Ludlow, Luke and Justin. Your top 4 out there on the grid. Off the starting lap we go this time. Hopefully it's a successful start. Everyone listens. We go green down the main straightaway. Both Ludlows off to a good start. Ben Ludlow's going to have the start. Not so much anymore. Around the outside of it. Can't quite see the number, but I think it's Luke. Apologies if I get this wrong. Maljan. Luke Maljan off to a flyer of a start here. It's the number 32, actually. Yeah, that's Luke as we go through. Ben Ludlow sitting in that 2 spot. Behind him, Justin Wishart. Brad Ludlow's on the hunt, though. He's sitting in that 4th spot. He's going to try the cushion up the top. Is he going to work out? Not this time around. Around the high line, hits a bit of the wall. Is he going to keep it on going? Hopefully he's okay. I feel like that front right tyre might have been blown, so he might be out of this race. It's not looking too good for him. But as we go back to Luke, Justin and Ben up the front, Justin Wishart's going to try the high line. It's not going to work out this time around. And now WA number 1 of Brad Ludlow is going to pull off onto the infield with maybe, I suspect, a blown tyre after making contact with that wall. But I'll tell you what, Luke in the 33 is off to a pearler of a start with 5 more laps to run apparently on my screen. 4 more laps to go now. He's got a good lead on Ben Ludlow. Ben Ludlow, that is, in the number 9. Justin Wishart, those are your top 3 out there at the moment. Then we go back to Glenn in the 4, Jack in the 5, Dylan Prince, Monique in the 6 and 7. And that's how it's going to stay, I believe, for the last few laps. 3 laps to rock and roll here for heat number 2. As we go down the back straightaway. Not too many cars close to each other. We head back to, looks like the number 8 car and the number 37 or the 78 of, oh, it's 97, sorry, of Dylan Prince and Monique at the rear of the field. Nope, I'm mistaken again. It's the 25 of Jack Wright and Dylan Prince. 2 closest cars out to the track now. Looks like the white flag has come out. So we've only got 1 more lap to run for our race leader, Luke Majan, Ben Ludlow and Justin Wishart, your top 3 for heat number 2 of our pro modifieds here in Kalgoorlie. And as they come down the main straightaway, I must have been mistaken, because apparently the race has finished on my screen, but the white flag hasn't even come out. So we'd be doing 10 laps this time around. I don't know what the confusion happened there, but that's okay. And the yellow lights are on. Maybe my screen was right. I didn't really see a flag come out, so we'll have to double check with that. But as it stands now, Luke will be the winner. Ben Ludlow, Justin, your 2 and 3, Glenn in the 4, Jack in the 5, Dylan and Monique in the 6 and 7. And unfortunately, our WA number 1, Brad Ludlow, made contact on the main straightaway. It's not a good time for that main straightaway. So Brad Ludlow, not sure. He didn't have any flat tyres apparently. So hopefully he'll be back out for the feature race coming up soon. I just had to quickly run down and go to the toilet. I'm a little bit puffed now. But we're back. We're back and ready to go. I think these two up here were concocting a plan. If I didn't return, that would have been quite funny to see. But we're about to get underway for feature race number 1. As we go green off turn number 4. Borden off to a good start this time around, like always. Roberts into that 2 spot. We don't have the other Roberts. He must be OUT out of the night, unfortunately. As we come around turn number 4 into the main straight, lead us through lap number 1 is going to be Rob Borden with a quick lap so far. 15 laps the journey this time around. 5 more laps than they're used to for the whole night. Borden's going to go up the high line. It's not quite working out for him, and he's stopped on turn 3 and 4. I don't really know what's going on here. This is going to definitely throw a spanner in the works. Not how I thought tonight was going to end. We're walking over to the Manitou. I don't really know. On the radio, it sounds like they said they've broken something. And the Manitou comes out. I don't know what happened there. So that's going to be our 3rd stoppage for the night. And unfortunately, that might be OUT out for our leader, Rob Borden. Oh, he's off again. I should stop looking down from the window, because every time I look down, something changes. So I'll stop talking for a sec. I'll listen in to our clerk of course to see what's going on. I reckon. I'm not quite sure. They didn't really talk too much about what was going on with Rob Borden's car. I don't know if there was maybe a power steering issue or not. Well, he's getting checked out by the clerk of course. Could potentially be the case if he just dove towards the wall on turn 3, but he's going to join rear of field. 14 laps to go. And we're going to go green once again, about now-ish. Single file start down the main straight away. So he's going to give Cody Roberts a pretty good head start. Apart from if Rob Borden can get through the lap traffic and catch up to him. Tyler Scott, rear of field now. Borden's already passed him. He's got a bit of work to do, but he's got all the time in the world. He's got 13 more laps to go this journey, and he looks like he's going to pull out. I might have given him the commentator's curse there, but he's going to pull out rear. He's going to pull out to the infield. He's going to be OUT out of the race, out of the feature race tonight. Very unfortunate to see. He's made it this far, and then his car's not too happy with him for some reason. Hopefully we can get a bit more insight later on. But Cody Roberts, ladies and gentlemen, in the number 8, up the front. He's going to be leading us away through lap number 4 of the 15-lap feature race here tonight. The first feature race for the meeting tonight. Tilly Leonard into the 2 spot. Going to be staying in that 2 spot, I dare say. And then Tyler Scott, young Tyler Scott at the rear. As we head it on around the track. We'll start ticking down the laps slowly but surely. Cody Roberts. Quick lap around on lap number 3. 19.50 on lap 3, and he did a 19.56 that time around. We'll see if this lap's any better. We'll go through the pack like this. Not trying to single any cars out, but just looking at the individual times to see if they're taking a different line or a different approach. Tilly Leonard looks like she's going around the middle of the track. We'll see if that's any better for her. Her quick time was on lap number 3 as well, so that must have been a quick lap in general, a 19.90. And last time around she did a 21.3. We'll see what she does this time around. She comes down the main straight to 20.026. Not quite up to her fastest time, but we're getting up there slowly. We'll head back to Tyler Scott in the 08 car at the rear of the field now. And last time around he did a 23.2. His quickest was on lap number 5, so 3 laps ago now was a 19.79. That time around 20.42, so a little bit slower. He hits the cushion up the high line. It's not really going to work out for him too well. I think all the drivers are just kind of racing against their own cars and their own times for this race, which is not unusual to see at the Kalgoorlie International Speedway, the Snap-on Kalgoorlie International Speedway venue. As Cody Roberts heads us into lap number 10 with 5 laps to go. Number 8K car, quick time around. Still going to be on lap number 3 with a 19.660 that time. So not quite, a little bit off his quick time of the race. I'm not sure what his quickest one of the night was so far. The white flag is out now. So we're apparently not doing 15 laps, we're doing 12 laps, so that's cool. As we come on around, Tyler Scott hits the cushion up the top again. It's not working out for him, but that's okay. He's giving it a red hot crack as our race leader comes on around. Checkered flags at the ready. Number 8 is Cody Roberts. Ladies and gentlemen, put your heads together. The first feature race of the night, Cody Roberts. And then Tilly Leonard coming in that 2 spot. Tyler Scott's going to round it out into the 3rd. And unfortunately, Rob Borden only made the journey for 1 lap. And that was his quickest lap, believe it or not. So he will be OUT out of the rest of the race. And that'll be the conclusion of our first feature race tonight, with many more in stock. So stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're enjoying yourself so far. If you are feeling thirsty or whatever, make sure you go hit the last straight bar, the front straight bar. What's it called? Front straight bar? Front straight bar. Make sure you drink responsibly, obviously. Is that a word? Yeah, okay, yeah. It's been a lot of talking tonight, all right? Leave me alone. So that'll finish out production sedans, feature number 1. Street stock's up next. Oh, that was a bit of a romantic music. I had my music turned down. That's a bit of a romantic tune, but that's all right. So we get into the second feature of the night. Street stocks up now. As we go green down the main straightaway. Ray Leonard, is he going to be off to a peerless start? This time he is, certainly indeed. I don't trust this 15 lap the journey. I reckon it's going to be 12 laps as well. It says 15 on everything, so we'll find out, I guess. As we come down the main straightaway, Ray Leonard's going to lead us into lap number 1 for the first time tonight of the feature race. Down the back straightaway, Leonard. And then we go back to Laddersley. And Casey in the number 85. Going to be sitting nice and comfortably in that third. We've just about run this top 3 for the whole night so far. Casey's certainly sat in that third spot for the majority of the night. And these two front runners have been chopping and changing between races. And Nash Eddy and Lockie Smith at the rear of field, with Nash Eddy sitting in the 4th spot and Lockie Smith sitting in that the 5th spot at the rear of the field. 3 laps, done and dusted. However many to go. I'm not sure if it's 15, I'm not sure if it's 12. Down the back straightaway though, we'll start to take a look at some of how they're driving around the circuit. It's getting a bit hot in here, I have to open the window. Ray Leonard looking absolutely prime. Laddersley looking up on the inside of turn number 1 and 2. It's going to shut Leonard down. Laddersley is going to lead us through the back straightaway into 3 and 4. Midway up the racetrack, seems to be coming nice and good. Nice and not too slippery, not too grippy. Just prime driving for these street stock drivers out here now. Leonard seems to have been having some troubles on their entrances to the turns. I'm not sure what's going on there. We'll have to keep a bit of a close eye on him. We go on around. Laddersley's looking absolutely superb. Out of turn number 4 down the main straightaway now. We'll put our attention back to Ray Leonard. See if he can pick it up on the entrance to 1 and 2. He certainly looks like he might have gripped it a bit more there. Casey Cassin into that 3rd spot. They've been sitting the majority of the night. Leonard likes to go up high. It's not quite working out for him. He's losing a bit of real estate on Laddersley at the front. He's just having the absolute time of his life. And like I said before, I'm pretty sure he got his first feature win not too long ago. So he's probably still on a high from that. And if he gets this one tonight, I reckon it might be a big night for him indeed. As we come down the main straightaway for the 8th time of the feature race, all pretty evenly spaced. We'll see if Lockie Smith comes up to a bit of lap traffic issues later on the race. Nash Eddy as well, he's a bit more in front of Lockie down the main straight. They both run. Laddersley, our race leader though, 46 on the top and the sides as he goes down the main straight into 1 and 2, throws it in sideways. He's hugging that sort of the midway up on the track. Seems to be a good spot for him. He gets around Lockie Smith quite comfortably as he goes into 3 and 4. He's pushing it up a little bit higher, trying to get into that cushion and the loose stuff. I don't know if he's trying to play safe or wants to go a little bit risky to see if he can up his lap times. He's not leading the fastest lap of the race so far. As Ray Leonard comes up to a bit of lap traffic, gets absolutely shunted, but he regains it. From Lockie Smith moving up, but he regains it. He's still going to stay in that 2nd spot with Casey hot on his heels in the 3rd spot. Nash Eddy and then Lockie Smith to round us out. I dare say we will be doing 15 laps of journey this time because the white flag is not out. There we got 4 more laps to rock and roll, all pretty equally spaced around the track. Leonard's lost some real estate, like I said before, on Ricky Laddersley in the 46. Like I was talking about with the junior sedans, sometimes all the stickers don't make the car faster. Sometimes they do, make them look cooler. But Ricky's a nice red mobile with the white number. Ray Leonard as he slips into 1 and 2 of the main straight. I believe we got a white flag this time around for young Ricky Laddersley as he comes on down the main straight around Nash Eddie. Around turns 1 and 2, he gets around him nice and easily. And the rest of the pack come through. Ray and Casey. Those are your top 3 at the moment. And one pulls out. That'll be Lockie Smith. And we've gone caution, yellow, with 1 lap to go. Maybe it's done and dusted. Must be done and dusted. Maybe they just called it a little bit. Chief Stewart pulled it up a little bit early because he didn't think it was going to change, which is fair enough. So that'll be the race done and dusted. Chief Stewart next door has called it. He said he didn't think it would change, and I didn't think it would change either. So that's fair enough from him. That's what he's up here to do. He's here to officiate the race. That'll be feature race number 2, done and dusted here at the venue tonight. Late models, street stocks just went. Late models, junior sedans, and of course our super sedans and our pro modifieds left to go. So we're going to start a little bit different here. We're going to throw the pace car back onto the infield. And we're going to start 1 on the main straight and 1 on the back straight. Which seems fair because there's only 2 races on the track. With 1 car OUT out. Old Hudson will be out. Nope, Hudson's in, sorry. Horan's out, that's right, Horan's out. I was losing my words for a second there, but that's okay. So we'll go off the lap times here. So they're kind of doing like a time trial, hot lap type situation here because there's only 2 of them for the feature race tonight. So I reckon they'll be trying to improve. We better watch out for Matt Robbins on the times though. So I reckon he'll be throwing some quick times around. We're going Damo Hudson trying to throw it up along that midline as well. We'll see if his times can improve. That time around a 15.41. That was his quickest one. We'll see what Matt Robbins does this time around. A little bit slower than Hudson, a 15.64. We'll focus on 1 for a few laps and then we'll go back. Nice bit of flame shooting out the back of Hudson's car around 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway, he runs up nice and high. Throws it a bit sideways. 2 tyres on the cushion, or pretty much 3 tyres on the cushion and 1 on the hard stuff. He's going to throw it around nice and quickly. 15.49, not quite the quick one. That was the last time around. We'll go on to Robbins this time. So he throws it on into the main straightaway into turns 1 and 2. Now the back straightaway. Seems, I don't know if it's just me, but Hudson seems to be slowly crawling up. I don't think he's going to catch half a lap away, but he seems to be slowly catching Robbins as he goes down the back straightaway now. Could classify this as a bit of a practice race. White flags coming out now for apparently Mr. Hudson. 8-lap feature. This is going to be done and dusted very momentarily. This time around, sparks fly from Hudson's car as he jams on the anchors. 15.66 that time around. Not quite up to his quickest one though. Matt Robbins, can he beat it? 15.72 last time and he hits a 16.22 this time. He's about a second off his quick time so far, and that's the checkered flag for Damien Hudson, who's going to round us on out. That time around was a 15.81 with a 15.40, his quickest. And Matt Robbins with a 16.16 that time. And his fastest time of the race was a 15.64. So not very far off the quick times from each other, but I guess that's what you get when you put one on the other side and one on the other side. One on the main straight, one on the back straight. That's what I meant to say. Bit of a time trial race feature here. And that'll be done and dusted just in time for our junior sedans to come out. Onto the track for our fourth feature race. Junior sedans, top stars and new stars. Max McAlpine, Ella Whitehead. As we headed on in to turns 1 and 2, Charlie Scott's going to lead us off. Lead us off the main straightaway, off the start lap. Down into 3 and 4. I reckon it's going to stay the same order it has been all night. The two top stars up the front, new star down the back. Still trying to learn the ropes, but that's completely fine for our junior sedans. They're out there having a crack. And they're, like I mentioned before, minimum age to start is 10 years old. So just put that into perspective for a sec. They're pretty young when they start on the Speedway circuit, going around and around and around. And they only get quicker from junior sedans up to whatever class they want to race in. Charlie Scott, Max McAlpine, and Ella Whitehead, your three out there at the moment, putting in the hard yards, going anti-clockwise around the red dirt circuit. Charlie Scott throwing a 19.94 lap that last time around on lap number 2. Seems to be a quick lap for everyone in general. That was the quickest so far. We'll see what this one brings for a 12-lap journey feature race. And in the 20s and the 22 seconds that time for all three races. Nope, pretty much 20s. 21.74 for Ella Whitehead. Still quite quick when you think about it in regards to how big this track is. I can't remember off the top of my head how big it is in meters. Yeah, I don't know. If someone knows, feel free to comment or message me, as they've been doing periodically throughout the night. But into the main straight for our race leader, Charlie Scott. And a 19.93 that time around. Max McAlpine still with his fastest lap in lap number 2. Same with Charlie Scott. That time around was a 20.27. We'll see what it is this time around. Charlie Scott with a bang-on 20 seconds. And Max McAlpine with a 20.083. So the lap times are pretty similar as they travel on around the venue. Max McAlpine's, that was pretty close to his fastest lap in lap number 2. And that was his quickest so far with a 19.99 on lap number 8. Then we go to Ella Whitehead, the 20.603 last time around. With a bit of lap traffic for our race leader at the moment as they come down the main straight, past the timing stand and the flaggy box. Around 1 and 2, Charlie Scott, Max McAlpine, and Ella Whitehead, who's pulled away to let McAlpine past. Good sportsmanship right there, even though you don't have mirrors or you can't see behind you. Still no changes to the fastest lap so far. Ella Whitehead on lap number 5, 21.63. With the white flag coming out now for our race. Leader Charlie Scott. He's only got one more left to go for tonight's meeting. For the feature race number 4. Charlie Scott, Max McAlpine, and Ella Whitehead. And Charlie Scott goes quick time in the 19.90 on lap number 11. We'll see if he can go a little bit quicker this time. Not quite. The 22.2. Max McAlpine with a 21.9. And Whitehead with a 23.079. And that's going to round us out for the 4th feature race tonight. With our Super Sedans coming up next. 20 laps of the journey for the annual Super Sedan John Cassin Memorial Round. Don't get to see these Super Sedans very often, but when they do, they certainly put a good race on indeed. As we get ready to rock and roll here. "20 laps the journey. Super Sedans out into the track now. With 5 cars. Put your hands together for the Super Sedans out there on the track now, ladies and gentlemen. Lucas Darren, Josh McAlpine, Ken Reed, and Mr. Larson. Not sure where Robin Knox is. He hasn't come out, and the gates are shut. So I'm not really sure. Unless he's out there and I just can't see him, but I don't think so. He is definitely not out there, so I can say that. We'll go one more time around. So put your hands together, flash your lights, toot your horns, put your hands together as they come on around. Make them feel appreciated. Coming here to the Snap-on Kalgoorlie International Speedway for the John Cassin Memorial Round. As we get ready to rock and roll. We'll be going green this time around. Here at the Red Dirt Circuit in the Goldfields. 5 supers on the track. As the lights go off, we're getting set, we're getting locked and loaded. 20 laps of the journey tonight for our super sedans. We're at a crawling pace, waiting for the Chief Stewart. As we go green, 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 down the main straightaway. Who's going to get the upper hand? As we go on down through 1 and 2, Lucas is going to be on the inside and he's going to just slip out and hold on to it. Darren Coles gets caught in the crossfire though. We still stay green for the feature race tonight. As we go on around nice and gently. These gentle giant machines as they flog on around the track. Kyle Larson, number 91, he's going to be out the front. Then we go back to Lucas, 73, or 77, my bad, of Darren Cole, sitting in 3. Those are your top 3 at the moment as we head on into Oars. 1 goes up in a bit of smoke on the main straightaway. He might, a bit of a backfire there as he's going to pull up to the high line. He might be out of this race, unfortunately. As we keep it on going, Lucas Lampert's going to be in that 1 spot now. Hot on his heels is going to be Darren Coles. And then we go back to Josh McAlpine and Ken Reid, the 4 cars left on the track. As unfortunately Larson pulls off to the infield. Bit of a smoky exit, as we like to say. We're going to keep it on racing though, around 3 and 4. Down the main straightaway, we run for the number 17 of Lucas Lampert. Down the main straight into 1 and 2. Hot on his heels is Darren Coles and the 77 around 2. They go down the back straight. Maybe a bit of a fire on Larson's cars. The fire crew check him out on the infield. We'll head back to the racing though. Down 1 and 2 they go. Lucas and Darren. Darren around the highs. Not quite worked out for him this time around though. He's lost a bit of ground. Going into 3 and 4 now. Slowly but surely catching up. Down the main straight they go. A bit of enthusiasm going on the main straight. It's good to see these 2 drivers out the front putting on a hell of a race. McAlpine in the 00, sitting in that 3 spot. And then we go back to Ken Reid, sitting in that 4th spot. Coles look on the inside. It's not going to quite work out this time around though. So we head down the main straightaway. 7 laps done and done. 13 left to go. On the inside, Coles looks. Has he got an opportunity? Lampert fights back down the back straightaway. It's going to be a nail-biting race this time around. They switch spots down the main straight out of turn 4. Is it going to stay the same side by side? Coles gets the upper hand into turns 1 and 2. Nice bit of backfire there. Lambert fights back and 1 goes around. 1 goes around and overcorrects it, and it looks like he's going to stop on the infield. And we go yellow for the 3rd time tonight. So the 4th stoppage tonight. And that's going to be caused, I believe, by Lucas in the 77, which it is, unfortunately. So I reckon he will go back to the rear of field. So he's got a bit of fighting to do for the rest of the race. But I'm sure he's up for the challenge. My bad, that was Darren Coles that spun out. He's going to go to the rear of field. Lucas is going to lead us off. As we get ready to rock and roll. Single file restart. Race leader starting a considerable distance in front for some reason. We get it on going green once again. 12 laps the journey of the 20-lap feature race tonight. Ken Reid gets shunted out by McAlpine. Nope, that wasn't McAlpine. That was Lucas at the rear as he caused that restart just then. Come down the main straightaway we go. Darren Coles. And then we go to Josh McAlpine. Is he going to be able to fend off Mr. Coles in the 77? He's looking on the inside. Is he going to get away around? Drops a bit behind down the back straightaway. Puts it on the loud pedal. Can he get his nose in front going around 3 and 4 side by side as we go? And it looks like he might have the upper hand. We go side by side down the main straightaway once again into 1 and 2. He might have the upper hand this time, and McAlpine slips down to 3. Darren goes up to second place. So now we stand Lucas, Darren, Josh, your top 3 out there at the moment with Ken Reid at the rear of the field. 11 laps done and dusted, 9 laps the journey to go. Lampert still holding a good, strong lead. Coles has switched back up though. He's back up to second, and Ken Reid absolutely flies to the infield on turns 1 and 2, but holds it strong. He's back onto the track now on the back straightaway. Down the back straight we go for our race leader though. Slowly but surely catching up. He's got 8 laps to rock and roll. 1 goes to the infield again. That's Ken Reid. He might be out of the race, unfortunately. So we're down to 3 cars left. That's pretty good. We started with 6 and we're down to 3. Not sure what happened with Reid's car just then. Down the back straightaway for our race leader though, Lucas Lampert. Lap number 14 coming up now. Down the main straight he runs. But Darren Cole in the 77, he's putting on the pressure as he goes down into 1 and 2 off the main straight. Slowly but surely catching up, gaining some traction, gaining some distance on our race leader, Lucas. Josh McAlpine sitting in that 3 spot out for the ride. Now for the drive, I should say. And our race leader spins it around on turns 4. Is he gonna? He's gonna bring on the yellow lights. That was incredibly close indeed. Yeah, my God, that could have gone very, very badly, but we've held on to it. Lucas is going to face the wrong way. Have to get a push chute over there to look at it. So that's going to make Darren Coles go up into that top spot. Even though there's 3 races on the track, is Lucas going to be able to grab the traction back during this restart to get back up to that top spot? McAlpine's going to go into 2, and Darren, so they're going to go from the rear of the field, from making that restart before, so up at the front runner now. So we have the 5th stoppage of the night. Hopefully we're going to push off here on the main straightaway. It's a very slow push from the push car. Hopefully you can get it into gear and keep going, start it up. 6 laps the journey to go left. And it looks like he might be off and away. Slowly pulling away. He's going to catch up now. Lucas going to start off the rear of the field. Darren Cole's off the position at the front. And McAlpine's mushed between the 2 in the middle of the 3. And green next time around as we get ready to rock and roll once again. 6 laps the journey, as I said before. Super Sedans in the Goldfields. I will say it was mighty impressive of the 2 other drivers to miss Lucas on turn 4. That could have ended very badly. Could have ended all the races tonight, just about it. But we go green off the main straight away. Single file restart into turns 1 and 2. This could allow Lambert to get a bit of an upper hand going down the back straight as Coles pulls away from the rest of the pack. Like I said, 6 laps the journey, so it's doable, but is it going to be enough to get the third place up to that first place? Coles goes into turns 1 and 2. He's holding his lines nice and strong. Lambert can't really get around McAlpine. He's looking for any sort of opportunity to get around the back straightaway. Them two run. I'll race leader, though, into the main straightaway now. 4 laps to go. Is Lucas going to be held up by lap traffic? Not even lap traffic. Second place of Josh McAlpine. He's trying to look around the outside. McAlpine's got a bit more traction. We go down the back straightaway, side by side. Can he get his nose in front? McAlpine is going to try and fight back around the outside. Is he going to get the tough stuff? Is he going to get the grippy stuff? He does indeed. So Lucas is back up to the second spot with 3 laps to rock and roll. There's a bit of a gap between them, but only one mistake from Darren Coles, and Lucas is going to catch him down the back straight into 3 and 4. Our 3 drivers drive, not run. Down into the main straightaway. Lambert still trying to look for some ground to gain, but I don't think he's going to get it with 2 laps to rock and roll. White this time around for our race leader, Darren Coles, in the 77. White flag is out and about. Down the main straightaway, our race leader as he runs. Darren Coles in the 77. Lucas Lambert in the 2. Josh McAlpine in the 3. Your 3 cars left. The rest of them are OUT out or did not start the race. And that's going to be it, ladies and gentlemen, as our race leader comes around turn number 4 into the main straightaway. Darren Coles is going to be your race winner of your feature race here for the Super Sedans tonight. Put your hands together for Darren Coles in the 77, Lucas in the 2, and Josh McAlpine in the 3rd spot to round us out. Not quite sure what happened to Ken Reid halfway through that race, but very unfortunate for him to have that happen. He's going to get a push off now. He might have, I dare say, he might have broken something that must have been a necessity to drive. But congratulations to Darren Coles in the 77. He's going to grab the checkered flag. Maybe. He stopped at the flaggy box. I think we're just waiting for a Stewart to come to the front straight. Okay, maybe he's not going to grab it. I think there was a little bit of confusion there, but that's okay. We didn't have a Stewart on hand, but flash your lights, everyone. Flash your lights to your horns for your feature race winner of the Super Sedans, Darren Coles, 77. 20 laps was the journey. 2 stoppages in between, and he caused 1, and he come out on top. Up next, though, ladies and gentlemen, the one we've all been waiting for as well, Pro Modifieds. As the pace car comes back out onto the field. Old Black Betty onto the red dirt track. We'll get ready to rock and roll. All of our pro modifieds out onto the field at the moment. We're getting ready to rock and roll. Pretty sure the gates are shut. The pace car pulls away slowly. Brad Ludlow's back out and about. WA number 1. We'll see what's going to happen here. "20 laps the journey." Brad Ludlow, Brendan McKegg, Ben Ludlow, Justin Wishart, Jack Wright, Glenn, Luke, Monique and Dylan Prince. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, you can do it one more time. Make our drivers feel welcome. Make them feel welcome. Flash your lights, toot your horns, get your phone lights out, put your hands together. Those on the live stream better be clapping at home as well. As they come down the main straightaway, we're getting ready to rock and roll. 8 cars on the track, 8 pro modifieds ready to rock and roll here at the Snap-on Kalgoorlie International Speedway. We've got one straggler at the rear of the field. Monique in the 78. I don't know what's going on here. So we'll wander over and see what's wrong with Monique on the main straightaway. We'll look like we're good to go now. We've found the gear. The green flag's at the ready. 8 pro modifieds on the field at the moment. As we slowly speed them around, getting ready to rock and roll. We've had 5 stoppages so far tonight. We'll see if we can go start to finish, green to white to checkered. Pursuit pulls onto the infield. The lights are flashing, the lights are off. We're ready to rock and roll. Luke and Justin off your 1 and 2 spot. As we go green for the first time for the 20-lap feature race tonight. 20 laps the journey for our pro modifieds. As we go down the back straightaway, looks like Luke's going to lead us off the start lap. We've already got a slow car on the main straightaway. That might come into effect. That's going to be Monique. They were having troubles before. As we come into turns number 1 and 2, the cars sort of go everywhere around the slow car, but we get around it nice and good. Justin Wishart staying in that 2 spot. Glenn into the 3 spot. So Luke, Justin and Glenn are your top 3 out there at the moment. Brad Ludlow at WA number 1, and we go yellow, yellow, yellow. Not sure what happened. Apparently they're having troubles selecting top gear in the 78 of Monique. So this will cause the first restart for the race. So she will have to go rear of the field after we've completed one lap. A big old one lap. So, the cone comes out for the first time for this feature race. Brad Ludlow sitting in that 4 spot. Will this restart be beneficial to him? He's WA number 1, but is anyone going to be a little bit better tonight? Track looking absolutely superb. So big congratulations to the track crew and the volunteers that put their time and effort into this track. So hopefully we can get Monique back up and running. As Zeke so happily reminded me. And also a big shout out to Elliot. Elliot Water Haulage. Elliot Water Haulage for supplying the truck for last night and all the track prep, all these meetings so far this year, and probably the rest of the meetings later on for this season. So big thanks to him. So without him supplying a water cart for the track prep, it would not be this superb and this pristine. As we slowly roll around, still trying to get Monique into gear. So I'm kind of listening over the two-way. Apparently really struggling just to get it into the top gear. And we're off. Going a little bit quicker this time. Hopefully we can stay with this this pace as we get ready to rock and roll once again. As the lights go off, we're ready to rock and roll once again. Green lights come on down the main straightaway. We're all sort of a bit everywhere. I don't know if the Chiefs will be happy with that start, but it seems it so far. We're down the back straightaway for our race leader, number 33 of Luke and Justin in the 2nd spot. Into the 3rd, it's Glenn, Brad Ludlow lurking around in that 4th spot. Looking around in that 5th or 3rd spot, trying to be as well. One spins out in front of him, he just collects him on the side, and the 97 of Dylan Prince spins out as well. And Monique, the 78 spins out as well. So this will be interesting. I believe it was the 26 of Glenn that spun out. And then Brad just so ever ran into the side. So they're just discussing what they actually seen, what the Chief Stewart's seen up here, what the infield officials seen, and it would appear how I seen it as well. So that's a good start. So it's a bit concerning to see the Manitou slowly make its way over there. A little bit concerning. hopefully these cars are good. Hopefully the two drivers can continue on and get back to racing. We've done 2 laps out of 20. So 2 laps out of 20 and we've had 2 restarts. Well, 2 stoppages, I will say. So that's definitely thrown a spanner in the works. It's kind of hard to see from this angle. And the WA number 1's off and rolling away. And so is the 26 of Glenn. So just on a video replay up here, good old Facebook Live. Yes, my suspicions were correct. Glenn just decided to tip it in a bit too hard and start to spin out. And unfortunately, Brad Ludlow just collected the side of him. Monique and I believe it was Dylan Prince that just spun around as well. So now we're just talking about trying to get them back in order and get back to racing once again. So our clerk, of course, just looking over Brad Ludlow's car. Both cars just getting checked over now. Hopefully they're completely fine to resume the race. I'm sure if they have something to say, they can say it to one of the officials down there, and that will get relayed up to the Chief Steward. But as it stands at the moment, Luke, position number 1, Justin in number 2. This will be interesting to see who's going to stay and who's going to go between Glenn and Brad. I believe Brad might stay, and Glenn will go rear of the field. Ben Ludlow, Dylan Prince, Jack, and Monique. Your 8 cars on the field. And confirm. Number 1 will go back into his original spot, so he'll stay in the 3. And unfortunately, Glenn will go rear of field for causing the stoppage. That's how it will run here for the second stoppage restart tonight. We'll see if we can get 1 lap done this time. We've done 2 laps so far with a whole 18 to rock and roll. Drink of water, and we're about to get racing again. Green flag is up and ready. Itchy trigger next door on the green light. Single file restart. Second time for the feature race tonight, and we're off and racing as we throw it on down into turns 1 and 2. All clean scathed so far. All single file off the restart. Lap number 2, lap number 3 coming up. We headed on into the main straightaway. Luke's going to still stay our race leader. Brad Ludlow and Justin Wishart. Those are your 2nd and 3rd place. Ludlow's looking up on the inside. Doesn't look like he can get enough speed just yet, though. Glenn and Monique at the back of the pack as he gets past Monique. Going into 3 and 4. Down the main straightaway, we still stay the same order. Ludlow staying in that 3rd spot, Justin in the 2, Luke in that front runner position, and 1 spins around again. Looks like that's going to be Dylan Prince. So we got 2 laps done this time. So hopefully, if we are continuing the doubling the streak, if you want to don't do it or double it and give it to someone else, hopefully we'll get 4 laps this time. So we got 4 laps done. And I believe, who did I say it was? Dylan Prince is going to go to the rear of field. Spinning out. Seems to be a common occurrence on that turn 1 and 2. Might be a bit slippery. Cars might just not be liking it too much, but as it stands, we'll go back to a single file restart. certainly anticipating. Just waiting and waiting to see how we're going to go again. So lights are off. Again, we've had 5 yellows and 1 red tonight. So we get ready to rock and roll. And we're on our way now and about. We go down the main straightaway once again. 4 laps down, 16 to go. 20 laps the journey. Ludlow's looking all around the rear end of Wishart's car as we go down into the main straightaway off 3 and 4. Ludlow's looking up on the high line. Can he get his nose in front on the exit of turn 2? Whoa, the race leader spins out in front of everyone. And it looks like, I believe that was Ben Ludlow that just ever so slightly scraped the rear end of our race leader's car. And this is going to throw a spanner in the mix once again. We got 1 lap done and dusted. Now our race leader goes to the rear of the field. Like I was saying, turn 1 is not liking it tonight. The cars are not liking it. Ben Ludlow's going to come to the infield to just get checked out. I don't think there'll be any damage, but better to be safe than sorry. But now the order will sit. Justin Wishart in the 1 spot. Brad will go up to the 2. Ben in the 3 spot, hopefully. Jack Wright in the 4th. Glenn in the 5th. Dylan in the 6th. And Monique in the 7th with Luke at the rear of field. So the double or nothing. If you don't do this, double it and give it to someone else. This didn't really work out this time around. So we got 1 lap done. So if we double this one, we might get 2. So we got 5 laps done and dusted. We're a quarter of the way there for this feature race. A quarter of the way. And if I don't have a timer for how long we've been going, but I dare say, the rate we're going, we might be finished by, I don't know, let's go maybe 11. But we'll find out, I guess. So Ben Ludlow's just slowly, if he's going to have any hope of trying to join him to his spot, might need to go a little bit slower. There, go a little bit slower now and let the rest of the pack. Yep, speed up. Nope, almost, kind of. Yep, there we go. So now we're back in order of how we're going to start. Apparently we started about 1:45. So that would make us nearly 15 minutes into this race and we've done 5 laps. So, and I'm not counting the laps the cars just do while the yellow light, or orange yellow light conditions are on. I don't count them. So 5 laps, we're 15 minutes in. We're getting ready to rock and roll once again. Ludlow's up to the 2nd spot. Justin Wishart in the 1. Starting off that pole spot of the single file restart. Ludlow and Wishart, 1 and 2s. We throw it on into turns 1 and 2. All pretty unscathed through the single file restart. Down the back straightaway we run for our 2 race leaders. Ludlow's going to try the high line up in the cushion to gain that bit more speed. Doesn't look like it's worked out for him this time around though. Wishart holding it off nice and strong though. We go down the back straightaway. We sort of changed spots in that 4th and 5th region. Glenn's up to the 4th spot now. We go it on around. 1's going on the infield on the back straightaway, but I think he's far enough off the track to keep going. And then it's the number, I think that's 33 of Luke. Unfortunately for him, but he's going to try and join back right when the race leaders are coming on around. Is this going to throw a spanner in the works or what? He's in front of the race leaders now. With Ludlow around the outside, he's slipping into that 1 spot now. Wishart into the 2 spot. But Glenn, nope, it's not Glenn, my bad. Luke is going to be, is he going to cause any more lap traffic issues here? He's trying to hold his spot. Passing flag's not really out, so hopefully he should know that he's just in front of the leaders. Ludlow on the outside on turns number 1 and 2. Justin Wishart staying in that second spot with Ben Ludlow in between for the third spot. Going on a bit further, Glenn's in the 4, Jack's in the 5, Dylan Prince, Monique, and then Luke to round out your 5, 6, 7, and 8. So we keep on going around. Ludlow's trying to get around that first lap traffic car. We've come up to a second one now. That's going to be Monique as they go down the back straight away. And one spun out on turn number 4. Oh, turn number 4. And they quickly get off the track. And that's the 26 of Glenn once again. Nope, 26. Yep, that's 26 of Glenn. We got up to 9 laps this time. We're up to 7 or 8 stoppages now. I didn't think all the stoppages would all collect in one race at the end, but yeah, it never ceases to amaze. Last meeting we went green to white to checkered with however many sprint cars on the field with no crashes, but this time around doesn't seem to be the case. And over the radio I hear that the 26 of Glenn has been disqualified. So he's going to park it up on the infield. So now we're down to 7 Pro Mods. As we get ready to go once again, we're off and racing. 11 laps the journey this time around. Into 1 and 2 we run. Ludlow up and high. Around 1 and 2, back straight away we run. 3 and 4, Wishart looking for a bit of real estate. Can he find a spot? Is he going to wait for Ludlow to make a mistake as we fly down the main straightaway? It's also Ben Ludlow as well in that 3 spot. Jack Wright, Luke on the 33 into that 5th spot. And then we go back to Monique and Dylan. And that's how we're going to round it out as we enter lap number 11. Coming down the main straightaway, WA number 1, Brad Ludlow, going to 7-7 that time around. Just off his fastest lap of the race so far. Not much is going to change. Wishart probably looking for a bit of options to go here. He doesn't really have a lot, and he's only got a certain amount of distance to go around the track to catch him. But he's not looking too well at the moment. He's slowly dropping back from Ludlow. We'll go back a little bit further to 3, 4 and 5 of Jack and Luke. 33 of Luke's just got in front of Jack down the back straight away. Them 2 run into 3 and 4. Our main straight leader into 1 and 2. Brad Ludlow, Justin. And then we go back to Ben. Then we go to Luke and Jack Wright. Monique and Dylan to round us out. Bit of lap traffic coming up now from Monique. Our race leader down the main straight. 2 wide in the entrance of 1 and 2. Gets around it nicely. Turn 1 hasn't claimed anyone yet, but it's going to claim a bit of lap traffic on Justin Wishart. Slows him down just that little bit as he enters 3 and 4 now off the back straight. Ludlow's going to come up against them next. Didn't cause any of the race leader to slow down from the lap traffic, and he's going absolutely flyingly quick. 15 laps done and dusted. 5 laps the journey till it's home time. Here at the Kalgoorlie International Speedway, around turns number 4, down the main straightaway for our race leader. WA number 1 on the top and the sides, Brad Ludlow, Justin Wishart, and then Ben Ludlow. Those are your top 3 out there at the moment. All pretty spread out around the venue at the moment. Ben, and then we go back to Jack. In the 5th spot, Monique and Dylan in the 6th and 7th spot. Our race leader though, 3 laps to rock and roll. The white flag's getting ready to go out. Down the back straightaway he runs. WA number 1, this proves why he's got that number on the side of his car. As we go on around him once again, Justin Wishart in the 2. And then to round us out for our top 3, Ben Ludlow. Down the back straightaway. White flag at the ready. Another bit of lap traffic. Could this cause a bit of an issue? He hits the anchors, drops down underneath. Nicely moved there in front of that lap traffic. 1 more lap to run for our race leader. Ladies and gentlemen, WA number 1 of Brad Ludlow. He comes around the last turn now. He's going to take it to don't know where I was going with that. He's going to take the win, ladies and gentlemen. Brad Ludlow, WA number 1, 20 laps the journey. Only took about 20 minutes to finish 20 laps. Brad Ludlow is going to take it on out. Justin Wishart and Ben Ludlow for your top 3 here at the Kalgoorlie Snap-on Tools Kalgoorlie International Speedway. Luke is going to be in the 4th spot with Jack Wright in the 5th. And then we go back to Monique and Dylan in the 6th and 7th spot with, unfortunately, Glenn, the 26 car, being DQ'd. And there's a bit of smoke coming from the number 9 car on the back. Hopefully that's nothing too major. We'll get the top 3, or maybe just the race winner up to the main straight to collect the checkered flag. Still a bit of smoke coming from Ben Ludlow's car. I don't know what's going on there. Maybe it's a bit of an overheat issue. Everything looks okay from up here, but I'm obviously not on the ground. But as your race winner comes into the main straight, he's going to collect the checkered flag by our very own Vice President, Sean Cubbage, who unfortunately blew up his motor on the hot laps. That's not ideal. But come on, ladies and gentlemen, as Mr. Ludlow comes around, WA number 1 of Brad Ludlow. Show your appreciation if you can make the turn. Yeah, you can make the turn. That's okay. Checkered flag in hand. Clap your hands, flash your lights, toot your horns, whatever you want to do for your feature race winner for tonight for the Pro Modifieds, Brad Ludlow, WA number 1. What an exceptional race. So many ups and downs. So many stops and starts, but we got there in the end. And now we classify a winner. And once again, WA number 1, Brad Ludlow, with the fastest lap time on lap number 12, a 17.70. As he comes around, turns number 1 and 2. Flash your lights, toot your horns, put your hands together. This is a very good racing from everyone tonight. A few unfortunate accidents, bit of damage to maybe the main straight away, but at the end of the day, rubbing's racing, and that's what we do. You race the cars, you break the cars, you fix the cars, you race it and do it all over again. So, but for our race winner, one more time, ladies and gentlemen, as he heads back into the pits, Brad Ludlow, race winner, Justin Wishart in the 2 spot, and Ben Ludlow to round out your top 3. And on that, my voice is going to get even more shot if I keep talking. So thank you for coming to the Snap-on Kalgoorlie International Speedway tonight. Those who are here, those who joined us on the live streams on the few platforms. I hope to see you next time for the Red Dirt Rumble back next month on the 16th of May. We hope to see you all then. If you're having a few drinks, make sure you get a responsible driver to drive you home. Obviously, drink responsibly. From everyone here at the Snap-on Kalgoorlie International Speedway, all the volunteers and the sponsors, thank you for coming.